Can they just see me? Yeah. Start streaming and went live. Hello. How's everybody doing? I was like, am I doing this? Is it there? How is everybody out there? Hopefully I did it right. I was just being all quiet. Don't mind me. Hey everybody out there. Welcome to Wrestling Gab. I'm Delete That. And Travis is finishing something up real quick. He'll be in here. Looks like they had some stuff from earlier today they showed. Actually, it was pre-recorded stuff right now, but we're going to pretend that's not true, right? Anyways, and then they have Bianca Belair coming out. Yay. We've got Robert Warney in the chat. Hey, Robert, good to see you tonight. How is your Friday going? Did you have a good week? You ready for the weekend? Harper says, I'm off work now. Yes, good for you. So are we. Well, you know, normal job, 9 to 5 stuff. Now we're doing our other job or whatever. Giving us highlights of Elimination Chamber of Perth, which that pay-per-view of Elimination Chamber is going to start tonight. For those people on the East Coast, it'll be, 5 o'clock in the morning? That's without the pre-show, though. So, if you're looking forward to a pre-show, you can get up even earlier and watch it. Robert says, my Friday is going great. Thanks for asking. Well, good. Janelle is in the chat. Says, hi. Hi, Janelle. And Sophie's in the chat as well. Says, hi, guys. Hello.
Made it.
Whatever she had to do to get to WrestleMania.
WrestleMania, please.
Janelle says, I'm not watching them pre-show. I'm just watching the main show.
You're going to stay up, huh? Or are you going to get up? Because that's 2 o'clock in the morning for you. That's a whole other monster. That's like bars are closing.
Right.
Better go home and watch wrestling. Said no one.
Said no one ever.
It's never been muttered.
Right. Rebecca in the chat says, hey, yo. Hello, Rebecca. Sophie says, I can't believe that some watch-along channels are actually going live for tomorrow's pay-per-view. Yeah, they are.
Are they?
Yeah. Some of them are. Ravi says, yo, and Janelle says, I'm going to set an alarm and hopefully I wake up on time.
Yeah. What time do you normally go to sleep? I was like, shit, if I go to bed at 8, that'll give me 7 hours.
I just figured if you really wanted to, I was just going to go to bed right after we got off here.
That's 8, yeah.
And then wake up and do it.
Oh, we got that Liv Morgan match coming out first. So Liv Morgan and Tiffany, right?
Yeah, something like
the
that.
Tiffy top.
Either that or stay up.
I know. That's what you were debating on.
Either that or stay up all night. One or the other.
You can do it.
But I might have to take a nap.
See, I can't take naps anymore. My naps are like dead.
Sophie says, it is 5 a.m. for me, so I will watch it after it ends at 8 or 9. And so I usually go to sleep at like 1:30 a.m. most nights, and some nights at midnight.
Did you guys hear about the pirates attacking the ship?
Pirates attacking ships? How strange.
Yeah. So WWE sent their cage, the elimination cage, over there.
Right.
And it was like hijacked by terrorists.
That sounds about right.
But not really. So anyways, they ended up taking it to like Florida and then trucking it from Florida to California. And then from California, they took it via ship to Australia.
How weird.
But they were going to go through the Suez Canal.
No. Get off there. No. No.
Anyways, so
you got in trouble. Yeah.
Real life pirates were trying to take over the chamber. Arr.
Terrible.
That's what they were saying. They had hooks and everything. They were like, arr. That's why they like the chain link, because they climb it really easy with their hooks.
Robbie says, D, what a treat for you, Liv Morgan. Yeah, Tiffany Stratton. A whole bunch of them. Janelle says, it's usually like around 8, 9. Sophie says, after SmackDown ends, it won't be that long until the pay-per-view. Janelle says, I'm going to try and stay up. Sophie says,
it's
so
a way
the
to do
Pirates
it.
somehow almost messed up tomorrow's pay-per-view. Yeah, Travis was just telling you all about it. He should have been listening. Janelle says, what time are you guys going to be up for Chamber? Well, it starts for us at 3 o'clock if we don't watch the pre-show.
And I'm sure there's nothing exciting during the pre-show.
They usually just have talking during the pre-show anymore, so if they did have something, eh. Chris is in the chat. Hey, Chris says, what up, Travis and E? Not much, Chris. How are you? Sophie says, I have been waking up at 6 or 7 a.m. for some reason. Chris says, Tiffany versus Liv is White Christmas time. And Janelle says, I thought Michael Cole was joking when he said that. Come to find out it was real.
Yeah. Arr. Arr, matey. You think that's what they were saying?
They probably were.
I bet you they were. A lot of pirates say arr.
Sophie says they do have a pre-show match. They announced it last night.
Oh, what is that?
Is it so exciting that we should be all just so thrilled to see it?
Is it have something to do with Canadians, or not Canadians, but Australians?
Sophie says they do have a pre-show. Oh, I read that. Chris says Travis is Liv gear better tonight than last time.
Yeah. Well, no, but yeah. The skirt's a little sexier. So.
Her pants are exactly the same.
Exactly, but she had a skirt on.
Yeah.
So it made it look sluttier. That's why I said sexier, whatever word you want to use. But yeah, I mean, it's showing the same exact amount of skin. It just. It took it from like PG-13 to TV-14 with her outfit.
Janelle's like, what's the cat's name? It's Leopold.
Oh, Leopold.
His name is Leopold. Sir Leopold. Sophie says, why would pirates want to steal something that stupid?
They don't know what it is.
It's probably on a big ship, so they think it's something great.
They don't know what it is.
They don't. That's what I said. I said
that's what I'm saying. They don't know what it is.
It's something great. There's
it
something on a
great.
ship, right?
Can you imagine getting the... Oh, fuck.
It's about like the people in our town that stole the boxing ring, for fuck's sake. Assholes. Anyways.
Not everybody can be a
I'm
winner.
sure they had no idea. It's just a cargo ship. So they're going to think that it's something fantastic. They know what it is. They're just being douches. So it was like Candice and Indy versus the Kabuki Warriors for the Women Tag Team Championships. Oh, they really wanted to give Indy some time on the TV in her native land, did they?
I knew they were going to try to pull that. That's some pandering.
And they better lose because bullshit.
Or would you call it simpering if you were...
Simp.
Just simpering. If simp sounds derogatory. Simpering's an actual real word. Triple H is simpering.
Fool. Robbie says it's on at a decent time for you. No need to worry. Yeah, it's so on a decent time for you.
We got the worst, I think. Because 4 would be fine. And if it was earlier...
if it was Eastern time, like 5 o'clock, would be fine.
That wouldn't even be a big deal.
I'd be like, 5 o'clock, whatever. That's nothing. 5 to 8.
4 is not even that bad. But
I
3
pull 4
is the middle of 5.
Which is hilarious because I wake up at 3 o'clock. So it's just like, who gives a fuck?
I probably do anyways. But
Sophie's like, tomorrow pay-per-views, we are going to have more women matches than men's matches. Sophie also says Nia versus Rhea is going to be the main event. And it will be the first female main event of a pay-per-view since I think Sasha versus Bayley or Bianca. Oh, good. So that means that I could go to bed early. Nice.
Yeah.
Ravi says 4 a.m. is chillin'.
If you think 6 o'clock is early.
Well, I don't have to watch the main event.
I know.
So it'd be before 6.
Oh, 5:30. You go to bed.
Yeah.
Good night.
Chris says, so fun today. The rodeo over here in Houston has started the barbecue cook-off, and the parade is on Saturday. That sounds a lot more fun than waking up in the middle of the night to watch a pay-per-view of wrestling.
Yes, please.
Sophie says Rhea versus Nia is the main event because there is no Roman match. They're having Rhea as the main event because
it's in Australia.
She's from that area. I don't think she's from Australia. Is she from Australia and the guy she's dating from New Zealand, or is she from New Zealand?
Oh, the same.
Kinda, not really though.
Just jump across the pond.
Yeah, it's a pretty big pond to jump. Janelle says I just found out the carnival was in town. You watch out for those carny folks, Janelle.
We'll probably see some wrestle here tonight. I'm pretty sure Butch and that other guy's wrestling.
Yay, the circus freaks are going to be out there.
What do you like to do there? Do you do the act or the hammer?
Bing. Robbie
My
says,
favorite thing.
"Oh, is Rhea from Oz? Didn't know that." Yeah, Robbie. That's why she talks weird.
You didn't notice she talks weird?
Like you do. You're just not from, Australia. You're from England area. Sophie says, but do you think Rhea would be the main event of a pay-per-view if Roman was going to wrestle on it?
Not a chance. No chance in hell. That's what you got.
Rebecca's like, love the swag. Yeah, so much. And Janelle's like, I got the joke. That's good. Sophie says, this is tape show, but somehow, some way, I avoided the spoilers. Damn, I was hoping you could just tell us all about it, Sophie, and I could leave and go to bed even earlier.
All right, I'm going to check out Reddit. We're leaving. No,
Robbie's like, how you spinning it on me? Spinning what? That you have an accent like her accent, kind of? I mean, they kind of do.
You are related.
I mean, they're not, like, identical or anything, but they're kind of from the same linguistics.
Like ours and theirs. It is. It's from the same people.
Our accent is nothing like English. Unless we were from the South. Then I could say yes.
Cheerio.
If we were from the southern United States, I would say, yes, you are correct. But we're not, so no. Janelle says, I will be seeing what kind of food they have. Ooh, I like food at carnivals. Sometimes they have some pretty good shit. Although fairs are way better because I always have, like, fancy things. Chris says, yeah, we also have the carnival at the rodeo. That big-ass Ferris wheel is scary. Only if the wind is blowing.
Only if you're on it.
Janelle says, my friend got to wake up at 4 to watch Elimination Chamber. Yeah?
Yeah, we're 3 here. You're 2 there.
3 o'clock person. Yay for us. Sophie says SummerSlam is rumored to take place in Ohio. Oh, the armpit of the United States. Congratulations.
That's a weird place to put a SummerSlam, isn't it?
They're like, you know what really sounds good for a summery type place to go on a summery like vacation? Where? Oh, the armpit of the United States. Ohio? How did you know? So fabulous.
They should do it on a beach like Bash at the Beach did years ago. Like literally outside.
Oh no, she followed her into the ropes.
Ooh, outside at Sturgis. That would be fun. Because they've done that before in the past too. Sturgis? It was in WCW, but still. All the wrestlers were out there in their Harleys and their fans brought their bikes, and so it was really loud. It was kind of fun.
Robbie says, D, at least I don't call things weird names to describe things.
You don't?
Sure, Robbie, as you laughed about yourself, being all sarcastic with yourself. Good job. Sophie says, so I'm guessing a lot of people won't go to bed after SmackDown ends.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's
if I was in Janelle's spot, I probably wouldn't. But
if I was in Hawaii, I definitely wouldn't. I can tell you that right now.
Hell no.
Midnight, I'd be like, no sweat.
Sophie says that Forbidden Door pay-per-view that AEW loves to do is going to take place in New York. And Robbie's like, D, you're not selling Ohio to me. You know what, Robbie? I can't because it's owned by the United States. I don't think it's correct to sell a state to an outsider from England. The whole state? I mean, come on. I know that weirdos buy plots of land like China and shit. They shouldn't even allow that. Is your company based in another world, in another country? Then you are not allowed to buy land in the state.
Are you from
what's their face is.
Are you from the third world?
I think
you're not allowed.
Southern state is like making that not happen. They like found out some company was like from China that they had land, and they are like, nope, sorry, you can't own this.
That would have ended it, but look at that.
Says, I want to try Elimination Chamber on 1 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, not in the morning after lunch and then after the store. Nice. Robbie's like, Americans don't get world humor at all. Sure, buddy. Sophie says, I expect we're Mania 41 location to take place in Las Vegas or London. Robbie's like, Ohio, really a dump? It's not my fault you don't know what our humor here is in America. Is England the dump of the world? Are you the armpit? Is that where you're at?
No, that wouldn't be the
Well,
dump.
what you doing, buddy?
Hey.
Hey. Let's go that way.
Like, ah!
Go kill it, whatever it is, bud.
There's no way Liv loses this. She should, but she's not going to. They're not going to put the rookie over the vet unless Bianca interferes, which she's not going to. But I have a feeling all the women are going to end up out here.
Yeah.
Every one of them that's in the chamber. Because that's what they kind of like to do. Plus, this was last week's show.
Yes. It's all rerun. This is pre-taped shit.
They're in Salt Lake.
It's not live. They can't even say it's live. See?
Mm-hmm. It's in...
No live.
Oh, she almost did it again.
Oh, no, not the botching. They're like, well, I was tired from my earlier romp, so... Sounds like, well, thank you, guys. And Sophie says, why couldn't they do a live episode of SmackDown in Australia? And Hassan says, I guess I can help you. Because it would have been on at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Plus, they didn't want to be there that long. They just flew in. I think they were landing today. Some of them. Which is tomorrow.
Could you imagine the jet lag?
Oh, it's terrible going that way.
It'd be so weird.
You'd be better off flying the other direction.
Because you'd be like... it. Oh, no.
See?
Liv's going to win, but she can't because the ref can't count. And Tiffany's like, I got it.
Oh!
Poor Bianca.
Get her Tiff.
Oh, no. Now she's getting the old roll up.
Oh, she did. Tiff won.
She's like, here,
At
let
the
me
Tiffy
fruit
top.
roll you up all the way.
Well, let's see if all the women show up, because I feel like they should, but they're not, I guess. They were all
Maybe they had to
there.
go. Maybe they were done.
Usually in these kind of situations, they bring them all out.
Ow, ow.
What's happening?
Okay. Sharp pain in my heel of my foot. Hassan's like, I guess I can help you. Are you helping us? What you helping us with?
Tiffany time.
You gonna
Tiffany
be
time.
here with us? Rob is like, hello, D, I'm asking you, is it really a dump? Are you a dump? Ian, Evan, fuck. Yep, that's right, bud. Chris says, yeah, Tiffany wins. Harley's in the chat. Hey, Harley says, hello, hello. Janelle says, I just need Liv Morgan to win something because I know she's not winning Elimination Chamber and it breaks my heart.
She just lost now. That's
weird. She just lost again. It was weird. They're like, well, we know we let you do this, but we're punishing you now.
She's such a crybaby.
That's why it has cry about it on her, because now she's going to cry about it. Janelle says Liv Morgan should win Elimination Chamber, but beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting, but I don't see her beating Rhea at Mania if she won it. And
Right.
I think they want to move to a different champion.
Sophie says there are rumors to expect a lot of surprises tomorrow during the pay-per-view. Sophie says it'll be interesting how many people will miss the pay-per-view live. Hassan says yes, yes, yes for surprises. And Sophie says almost every man in the Elimination Chamber do have some sort of history with Seth Rollins.
Yes.
Hassan says yes, I will try to help you tomorrow afternoon on Elimination Chamber. Oh, cool. Well, thanks, bud. Sophie says Brock Lesnar is in WWE 2K24, but he won't be playable, which sounds weird. Robbie says,
That's
what
funny.
else is good on the pay-per-view?
Nothing.
I don't know. I thought you were going to do a tap dance number.
There's
So
a men's
hoping
match,
for
there's
it.
a women's match, there's a tag team match, and then there's the championship match with the women. There's literally...
Yeah, and then we're going to see if they're going to go up against Rhea Ripley or if they're going to go up against Nia Jax in the Women's Elimination Chamber. The winner of that, who are they going to have to deal with?
Can you imagine them having Rhea lose?
To Nia Jax.
In Perth.
In Perth, Australia.
Now, Vince would have. Vince does that shit, but...
Hilarious.
I remember Bayley having her big homecoming or whatever, and she lost the title at home on like a Raw.
Right?
Like it wasn't even a pay-per-view.
Hey, buddy. My hand. My foot.
Don't pet his throat. Get a weird leprosy or whatever it is. It looks like hell. He looks like he got shot with a 12 gauge. Not pretty anymore, buddy. Gotta go. We only liked you because of your looks. Very shallow people. Purring. Did you read that article I sent you about the dude on the corner?
Mm-hmm.
That's not weird. Did you read the whole, like, why it what happened? Like, was it a road rage incident?
No, it was domestic violence. She was with him, like they were together.
They were just hanging out in the
And
corner?
I don't know. I don't know if there was if their vehicle was involved or something. I have no idea that part. It didn't really specify any of that type of information. They just kind of said he came upon it. Like there were multiple people that saw what was happening.
Right.
And I guess he pulled over, stopped his vehicle, got out, approached the guy, and told him, "Hey, stop beating that lady, blah, 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 so on and so forth." Before he did anything, he just told him to stop what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy turned around and started aggressively coming towards him. And so he pulled his gun.
Right.
And the guy stopped and he held him at gunpoint, and police all showed up and everything. But he was unarmed and stuff. But at least he didn't like try to do something stupid and get shot and put his life on somebody else's hands because of his stupidity. But he was arrested for aggravated domestic violence or something.
Crazy. Just beating up somebody in the middle of the street.
Yeah. But she wasn't beat up that bad. They, whatever at the scene, whatever you call that.
Let her go. Treated.
Treated, thanks. They treated her at the scene and then she went on her merry way.
That's so crazy.
So. Let's see. Sophie says Rhea versus Liv isn't a main event, though. Janelle says I have to double check, and you guys are right. It is 2 a.m. for me for Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. It's 3. I mean, if you want to watch the pre-show, there's supposedly going to be a match on the pre-show. It's a women's tag match.
So it's
you could literally watch it at probably 1:30. I mean, because their pre-shows are, still an hour?
Yeah, but they don't do the match till that 30-minute mark.
And
usually.
so, I mean, that'd be 1 o'clock at your time.
Hey, look. That's Shante.
A Shitty and Cedric? Let's match up. Oh. How dare you be mean to the cat?
So, Cedric, huh? Alexander. That's an interesting duo.
Seriously, what you're wearing isn't black?
Brown. On brown. On brown. Oh, Jesus.
I can see why you wrestle in these. Like, his outfit was better. It was garbage. Did you see what he was wearing?
Jesus. Can't miss it. Hours later.
Several
hours later. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Dressing like Rhea Ripley. And the Shield. Well, I ain't.
So it says Rhea versus Liv sounds like a Raw main event. Ravi says, so nothing to stay in to watch then. Cortland is in the chat. Cortland says, who do both of you have winning the men's and women's Elimination Chamber match?
Drew McIntyre and... I mean, they could rush Bianca, I guess. They could use Bianca in that. They could do Rack Rod. But I would say Becky. But they could rush Rhea, or, because it'd be Rhea and Esther.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a kind of a big one. But they could also put that off for a year or two.
Sophie says, if Vince was still around, we wouldn't be having these international pay-per-views that we have been seeing the past year.
Yeah.
No.
They costed a lot of money. And they're...
With them being with the company they're with now, Sophie, it wouldn't have mattered. They probably would have these. Because it was already in play before Vince was gone. I don't know where you've been. You guys talk like he's been gone for like 5 years or something. Fucking idiots.
He left in January.
It's been 5 years since that douchebag was running the WWE. We never had international ones while he was there.
Well,
ever.
If he was still running it, right? If he wouldn't have sold it.
True. He probably wouldn't have very many of them.
He wouldn't do it because it costs money. Why would you do it?
Hence why he sold to a big-ass company that does shit around the world anyways. Hello, if you don't watch UFC, then you wouldn't know, but UFC pay-per-views are everywhere.
Yeah, they do.
So.
I'm just hoping that we get to see one in Dubai.
That'd be interesting. Hassan says AEW Revolution, NXT Stand and Deliver, WrestleMania 40. Sophie says WWE won Best Promotion in some awards thing. Cortland says, did you want to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes versus Roman?
I'd like to see Cody finish the story or whatever.
Cody finished the story, take him out, get the title, and then
Roman,
The Rock turns on Roman and takes over the head of the table and tells Roman that he needs to go sit at the kiddie table.
Right.
I mean, if they're going to utilize that dumbass in there,
I want The Rock to take the bloodline away, and then I want Cody to take the title away. Because Cody did say, I'm going to take everything from you, and then have Cody and The Rock at the end of WrestleMania with it all.
That sounds like both. Ravi says they are charging £20 to watch the pay-per-view on TNT Sports. Robbery. That's actually pretty cheap, Ravi.
Sounds like a really good deal, but
considering what pay-per-views do cost in a lot of places, like
England.
One thing about it, it's WWE pay-per-view, so it's on an app. So, but for only now. Harley says, "Are you guys going live for the elimination?" I'm still planning on it.
She is.
Unless I die.
I could die.
Sophie says Netflix is going to have a live SAG Awards tomorrow night. Hassan says yes on 1 p.m. on the afternoon tomorrow. Sophie says so WWE having a new tag team coming. Sophie says
looks like it.
Dolph and Matt Riddle won championships on their first shows after their WWE exit.
Yeah, Dolph winning championship.
Ravi says the pre-show with Booker T. No, thank you.
What title does Dolph have?
Janelle says they spend their first hour talking about the whole match card. Sophie says The Rock is going to be on SmackDown next week. WWE announced it today.
I've seen that, yeah.
Chris says still think Cody's story is over after Drew beating him on Raw. Sophie says that's the bad part about a taped show is the recaps. Ravi says, nah, please not Esta. Sophie says Jimmy Uso also screwed Jay out of the tag team championship. Ravi says, do you like the directions WWE is heading in?
No.
I don't feel they have a direction at this point.
But it's okay right now. So, and I don't want to look too far ahead. Because everything looks good right now. I just worry about the future. Especially if it has anything that it looks like NXT.
Sophie says, wonder when Jay will strike back against Jimmy. Janelle says, if they prolong the story again and have Cody win in at SummerSlam, I'm going to be done with this story.
No, that's dumb. He has to do it at Mania.
Sophie says, remember The Rock whispered something in Cody's ear a few weeks ago.
Right.
Ravi says, nah, not when mans can watch any pay-per-view for free. Whatever you say, Ravi. I'm not going to fight with you about it, dude. You do you. Sophie's like, Dolph won the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Championship. Janelle says, who's going to take the IC title?
Braun Breaker.
Ew. No, he's not. Robbie says Paul Rosenberg doesn't excite anyone to watch the pre-show.
No, nobody likes that guy. Who is that? He's that weirdo. Like, so when you see
all
weirdo? 4 of them, he's the one that's
the little weird guy that talks in a high-pitched weird voice.
I think so. Like, I don't know what he sounds like.
Sophie says, who's going to take the U.S. title? I think they're going to stay on exactly who they're on.
Well, Logan will wrestle somebody, and it looks like it's probably going to be Kevin Owens at Mania, maybe. It looks like they're keeping that going. Gunther's a little bit different. I mean, hypothetically, it could be Ludwig Kaiser takes it. I mean, I don't know if that's even in their plans, but as of right now, there's nobody in the mix.
Sophie says, did you see our truth tweet? He is in a different country.
I love it.
He's in Austria.
Probably.
I mean, it makes the most sense.
Right.
Robbie says, that's Sam Robertson with goofy high voice. Oh, well, I don't know who the fuck Paul is then. Sophie says they did hint at Randy versus Logan Paul feud at that press event yesterday. Chris says it isn't New Japan World title. It's New Japan Global title. Well, there you go. We all don't know what's happening.
Lots of championships out there to be had. We should come out with the Wrestling World Championship.
Ooh. Leopold wins it every time.
He would just walk around the house like his poop don't.
He deserves to. Have you smelled the other poop? I do, on a daily basis, from a mouth and a butt. Mm-hmm. So Mrs. R-Truth thinks the Elimination Chamber is in Austria. See, I guessed it. I didn't even look at those tweets. I had no idea what's happening.
Where are you from? Austria. Put another shrimp on the barbie.
That's
on Dumb and Dumber.
Australia.
Wall-to-wall Wi-Fi. Or Wi-Fi. Whatever you want to call it.
So, I know that some people in here have asked about Robert Roode a couple of times. So, he finally tweeted out things that are happening in his life.
He's done.
He's done. He's not going to be wrestling anymore. He is never going to be cleared to wrestle. After his fusion, he thought maybe it was going to be a possibility, but he is 48 years old. And he was offered a job with WWE, so he's going to be doing that instead.
Yeah, he's going to be a producer with the company.
Yeah.
Which was his dream 8 years ago when he signed anyways. So.
Yeah. So he's doing what he wants to do, and he's going to get paid a lot more money to be easier on his body. So there you go.
But he's still glorious.
Sophie says, do you think WWE will go to Australia again for a different pay-per-view?
Yes.
They might.
I would say they're probably going to go there every 2 to 5 years, just like the Puerto Rico one they did. I would assume they'll go back there at some point too. The crowd was wild. Anywhere that the crowd's hyped, they want to go, which is not America, because there's no hype crowds in America, unless you go to like certain places, like Boston or Utah. There it is.
Yep.
So pretty there. Like right there, not the whole place.
Well, you better not see her, because they just said they arrived earlier this week.
Right? Right?
They're like, okay, we better not see. We better not show them on the TV earlier today. What the fuck? How did they get from Perth to Salt Lake City? Lying bastards.
Warp Zone. LA Knight, Drew Mack. Oh my god. It's Braun Breaker. Too bad he doesn't have his uncle's music. It sounds close to it, but.
Janelle says, my best friend has fell in love with Taylor Swift.
Poor guy.
Robbie's like, go on, D, with wrestling news. Sophie says, yeah, I read the Robert Roode interview. That's sad. Janelle says, I want to go to Puerto Rico again. Yeah.
Have you seen Tater Swift?
Robbie says, eat catering and write WWE scripts. What a dream. Chris says, here comes LeBron Breaker. Why isn't he holding the NXT tag titles? Because he's not MJF.
It's a different
Sophie
company.
says, wow, they brought up the Steiner brothers with Braun.
They did.
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, to be honest, not only that, they should make his name Steiner. So whatever Steiner should be his name, Braun or whatever.
Oh, great. He's
Oh, Chin.
going against Dante Chin.
Dante's going to get his chin broken.
I guess we just have a shit match?
Yeah.
Let's see. Robbie says Braun Breaker, what a call up. Chris says, I guess they trying to keep NXT separate. Oh shit. Dante Chin is back. He was from NXT. Sophie says, surprise there has been no announcement about when they go back to Saudi Arabia. Robbie says Travis wouldn't turn that job down. Chris says he should be called Rex Steiner.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Janelle says Taylor Swift is not my cup of tea, but I do respect her in her work. Sophie says Dante who? And Robbie's like, Taylor Swift is a fraud.
Well, she writes her own shit.
Is this why he was gone from NXT? Is because he's really bad?
He's not bad. He's great. Look at him. Taking Braun to the limit. Uh-oh. Right into a backbreaker. Or body slam, I guess. Power slam. Are we going to get a spear? Does he do the spear? I didn't really watch him a lot. Yeah, there's the spear. He's going to not pin him with the spear, is he? So his finisher's going to be a spear. He's not going to do his press.
You can't do it with her, remember? Now it's proven. Ravi says, what's there to respect about Taylor Swift? She has beady little eyes.
She does have untrusty eyes. But
they look like this all the time.
There's parts of her, like...
It's weird.
That I mean, obviously she takes good care of her body. Could respect that.
Sophie says, do you think Braun will pull double duty for a while?
I don't know. Maybe.
Janelle says, I feel like we're going to hear about them going back to Saudi around November.
Don't they have to do 2 a year there, though?
I hope they break their contract and they sue them.
They're not gonna.
And they'll be like, and that was Vince who did that. And they'll be like, we don't care. We love Vince.
It's not going to break their contract.
He gave us all the old people. He gave us all the old wrestlers. They were amazing. Even the ones that were dead. He brought them back from the dead.
Hey.
Says, I'm not a big fan of Taylor. And Chris says, will R-Truth show up in this match?
I don't know.
I don't know. Isn't he in Austria? Sophie says, we do have, 4 more years of the Saudi Arabia deal?
Yeah, I mean, and that's if they didn't tack on a year at the end, or if you're adding that yourself. I can't remember what year they signed this deal. I remember it happening. I just don't remember the year. Was it 19?
I don't know, sweetie. I seriously couldn't even tell you remotely.
Oh, here we go.
Robbie says, R-Truth with his John Cena moves.
This is going to be the most interesting circus match I've ever seen in my life.
Yay, the circus is on our TV.
Dominik's going to be by far and away the tallest guy out there.
So crazy.
Which is creepy.
It's more crazy that is because his dad is like shorter than all of them.
Right. And then big head, right? But then
he's so creepy looking.
Oh, it's disgusting. And then the other guy on the other team, it looks like Mighty Mouse. And then Butch. All sorts of creepy.
Oh, did Lauren say when he was going to come down tomorrow? Do they have an idea of time?
They don't.
Cool. Janelle says, can't I get out the contract now since Vince McMahon isn't there no more? No, they can't get out of any contracts like that.
No, he sold them.
The company bought the contracts when they bought the company.
Right.
And if they do break the contract, they could get sued for billions instead of millions.
And plus, they don't want to. Why would they not want to go there?
They're going to want to go, guys. I mean, they might not just because of some stuff that's happening, and things like that for safety reasons. They might put it off. But that just means they'll extend the fucking contract. Just like they did during the dumbass, fake-ass pandemic shit they pulled.
Tack it on at the end.
Yeah, just like they do when these bitches get pregnant. So it was like WWE signed with Saudi in 2018. Right, it's like the Judgment Day. Are they getting the right push?
They're
Yeah,
all-
off a cliff.
They're fine. They're about at their end, I would assume. Judgment Day, March 5th.
Well, at least some of these scabbies are kind of going away. Sides. That's good. Keep them away from you. Maybe you'll get healed up.
So many new options.
All the news and the options. Sophie says, I'm guessing they are going to save Finn versus Damian until after Mania. Robbie says they are all winning titles, so they are getting pushed. Who's winning titles now?
Well, they all have the titles.
What titles? There's only two of them. They only have the tag team titles.
And the women.
Nobody cares about that. It doesn't even,
Anyways,
Homeboy's mean anything.
Homeboy's got a briefcase.
Sophie says Elimination Chamber and Money in the Bank are becoming international pay-per-views. Are they, though, for real?
Good.
Because I don't know if I'd really consider them international. I mean, because one time or two times in different countries doesn't mean international. Is Richard Longsniffer, or Dick, as we know him, is in the chat, says, I think my dog farted. Dude, you would know. There's no thinking about it.
When our dog, he could clear a morgue.
You know for sure that it's happened. Oh.
But our dog eats poop, so, because he's classy. I figured brushing him would make him more classy. You know, he looks better, that he would feel better.
He's like, well, now I can just move faster through the wind to eat more poop.
What the? Hell of a name for a movie.
Well, that's
Ugagi, Ugagi.
Sophie says, wonder when they will announce the SummerSlam location and date. And Robbie says the Judgment must have a big following, I guess. All the people in the audience seem to think so.
It's just Dominik. He's fun. Just boo.
Like 400?
No. DDP. I mean, a mountain that's addicted to greatness.
He's full of poop.
Come on, when are the next budget cuts? These guys need to go.
They're never going to have budget cuts ever again. You're going to see all these people, and then they're going to add more dumb people.
Basically. Been dead for years.
Janelle says, I need Damian to do something with this Money in the Bank contract. Sophie says Sheamus has been hinting on Twitter that he wants to face Gunther again. Sophie says Damian's window of cashing in is almost over. Robbie says people seem to rate Rhea. And Sophie says this LWO versus Santos group feud is beginning to fizzle. Robbie says WWE backstage fights are so lame these days.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so amazing. Why could you say lame?
I mean, they could put Elektra
Oh my God, they're
Lopez
yelling at them in
on my
Spanish.
TV anytime they want to.
As long as they have her boobs hanging out.
She's a pretty good talker. But yeah,
she said like a little bit. It was weird.
You gotta add the boobs.
She had like the California weird Valley Girl vibe going. It was kind of, no. You abandoned me. You abandoned me.
Cut their fingers off and burn them with a cigarette lighter.
That sounds fun.
I seen it in a movie.
What movie? Oh, yeah, that movie.
Mm-hmm. Carlito's not cool. Somebody should spit in his face. Not with spit, but with an apple. We don't want to see somebody really spit.
I think they should for real. Chris says Damian could wait till Mania, just like Seth at Mania. Sophie says budget cuts usually sometimes happen after Mania.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. There's quite a few people that need to go bye-bye.
And if they don't, they're dumb.
Like this one. Although he's probably under contract for a few more years.
Robbie says, when did the Billy Ray Cyrus haircut come back in fashion?
A couple
Only
years
for the
ago.
circus midgets. It's just for these guys.
No, it really is back.
I don't know when or where or why, but yeah. And I really don't know, because when did it come back for real? Because here, we don't get style shit for like, we're about 3 to 5 years behind on some stuff.
We're not with the internet now. If you get TikTok, you know what's out there.
Sophie says, I feel like when Damian first won Money in the Bank, the WWE didn't know when they wanted him to cash in. But with the people in charge of the WWE now, who knows what they make with, who knows how they will make budget cuts. I was like, D, did you like it, that style on a man?
Butch and Mighty Mouse taking on the Judgment Day. It should be entertaining.
Why would anybody like it?
I have a feeling Mighty Mouse is going to win.
Yeah.
I just don't want him to take that stupid robe off. He needs to wear different clothes. The second he takes that robe off, I'm going to lose it. I can't help it.
It's going to happen.
Don't show his legs.
God
damn it! You show those legs and they're
all
like
short, and he's like bow-legged, so it even makes it funnier.
his legs are like that long in real life.
Robbie's like, I guess not, from no comment. Sophie's like, at least after the pay-per-view is over, you could go back to bed to sleep.
Yeah, but it'll be morning.
At 6 a.m. That'll be cool.
I don't like to sleep in the day. But I guess I go to bed at like 6 to 10 or something. That wouldn't be too bad. Not happening, but it sounds cool. And with only 4 matches, it should only last 3 hours. With both elimination matches lasting about 45 minutes. Because Rhea and Nia ain't going 30.
No.
I mean, 21 max, 20. Because unless Rhea can, or not Rhea, but Nia can move better than I assume she can. The greatest Mysterio of all time. And that's like 3 generations of Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's 4 with Dom. He's so loud when he licks.
Yeah, because he's got his saliva. He has to get his spit going. Sophie says the Elimination Chamber matches usually last the same amount of time as the Rumble matches, or half of it.
Yeah, I would say about 45 minutes. I doubt they're going to go over an hour.
Robbie says, is AEW blessing us with a 6-hour pay-per-view on March 4th?
3rd. There is a pay-per-view that day.
Yeah, next weekend.
Revolution. Super exciting. It's Sting's last match, so you know it'll be good. Oh! Mighty Mouse almost had him right there. Surprised he can lift that head up. A whiplash. Did you see that? He's too. It's like watching midget wrestling in the old days.
So
they both have short legs, but McDowell has that huge head.
Sophie says it'll be interesting to see the match placement for tomorrow's pay-per-view. I was like, Sting kept in shape, laughing. Yeah. Sophie says the Grayson Waller effect on the pay-per-view could be a segment for after one of the chamber matches.
Yeah, that's. I'm assuming they'll start it with the tag team, go into one of the chambers, the females, and then they'll do the segment, then do the other chamber match. That way the chamber match is easier, and then go on to the main event. And then everybody can go to bed, and then the main event will start. Because nobody cares about Nia Jax. It seems like a weird one to push, but I guess she's from there too, or born there.
Right.
Like, to me, it's like they should start the show out with that match to get everybody pumped, not in the show with it.
Robbie says, I'm going to miss Dee shouting, "It's Sting" on Wednesday.
She hasn't done that for a minute. Uh-oh. Butch just twisting and ripping.
Strategy. Sophie says that for the people that will miss the pay-per-view live because of sleep, they can watch it at any time during the day. Robbie says, whatever happened to that Matthew lad that used to come in the live chat? Ayla ruined his life.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him forever.
Yeah.
How is he doing?
I don't know. I don't talk to him.
On Insta.
I saw, the only time I ever saw that was one time that I saw him post on Insta, but I didn't talk to him.
There's at least 6 people clapping for that. You could literally hear individual people clapping. It was like...
Ayla's in the chat. She's like, no. Whatever. We know it was you. It was you. You said something to him and he never came back. Ayla's like, ha ha hi. Rob was like, I ain't seen him in the chat for a couple of years.
It seems like it's been a minute.
Sophie says, I wonder how many Americans WWE fans are in Australia now. Well, yeah, I wonder if that guy that you see all the time is going to be there. With his flag that you see all the time. If that's the case, he's totally a plant and he probably works for WWE.
He probably is.
It was like, I didn't actually see that comment. I just immediately said no. I figured you were just saying no because of what I said. That it summoned you is even more creepy. Sophie says, and whenever they do come home, the time difference will be hard to adjust. Ayla says, I don't know what happened. Ha ha.
It actually isn't hard to adjust
Liars.
Going that way. It's hard to adjust going that way. So where they're at is a hard one to adjust to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my. Look at her butt.
Ayla's like, I got the lying nose. Yeah. Liar nose.
Flipped it. Dude.
Sophie says, Kayla Broxton even made fun of the time difference on Twitter. Robbie says, I remember him saying he had a YouTube channel but forgot the name.
It's probably his name. But he did have a YouTube. I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to it.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I would see his posts. They were terrifying.
When he was
like
all
one time,
angry.
he was just in the road screaming. Remember that?
I never watched him, but I know what you're talking about.
He's just like walking to the store and he's just screaming. Like, what's up, buddy? But that was when he lived in New Mexico. He moved from there to like the east.
Yeah, North Carolina or something.
But he also is on that Instagram.
Matthew Meditz.
Yeah, that's it.
So he's like, I will try to wake up early to watch the pay-per-view.
It's not early for you. It's only 5.
Ayla says, anywho, is Aoife from South Ireland or North? I don't know much, but one is still all about the Queen like poor Robbie. It's North Ireland that's still about the Queen. The rest of Ireland isn't. And it's just called Ireland. Sophie says, at least whoever isn't booked for the show tomorrow is in America having the day off. Some of them might have went just because. Just in case they needed extras or something happened to somebody. You know?
Yeah.
So he's like, but 5 is early for me if I go to bed at 1:30.
Well, no shit.
Well, you have to go to bed at 10.
Go to bed at a normal time, like 10. That's 7 hours of sleep. That's plenty.
Dominik thinks he's going to do something cool here. I don't know what, but he thinks he's going to do it.
I'm assuming she had to get like some sort of vaccination or something. Poor girl. She's like crying.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
Is there Raquel?
Track product.
Oh.
It started.
I wonder if she had an immune system response to something.
So she shows it here. This is the start of it. And there's the...
Oh, it's like an allergy test to something.
She just gets continuously worse. Poor girl.
Some kind of reaction to something. Immunity issue, sounds like, looks like.
Yeah, it says something. She just had to get back in the ring, so she had to do something.
It says, anywho, I read that. Sophie says, at least whoever isn't booked for the show tomorrow is in America having the day off. Sophie says, but 5 is early for me if I go to bed at 1:30, and me and my mom and roommate watched Minions. Good.
How was it? Oh, he's done. He's racing. He's done. He's like, did you see what he did?
Like,
you'll see it here. They'll do it again. Watch right here. He straddles it. And done. The end of my race.
I'd really snap up into your Slim Jim. Sophie says, I don't know how people behind watch along channels going to have a little bit of a break before they do the watch along, then again on Saturday morning or afternoon.
It's all good.
Oh. Robbie says, Ayla, the queen is dead and the king has cancer. Come on now. Get all my fat snacks out. Eat snacks.
The whole show?
Yeah, but the problem of it is you have a cat. I can't have a cat on my lap the whole time too. So.
Yeah.
No, it'll be annoying as fuck.
I'll lock him in the room with me.
You're like, oh my god, get off me, get away. I'll be like, what are you doing in here? Meow. He's like, let me go jump on your Wi-Fi.
Right.
You jump on your Wi-Fi, such bitch. Thanks, buddy. Sophie says, at least Elimination Chamber is the final pay-per-view before Mania, unless they add a pay-per-view out of nowhere, like they sometimes do for some reason.
They could, and they could do it in Saudia. So if they do that, it'll be in the middle of the day, and that'll be okay. Daytime pay-per-views aren't bad. Early morning ones sick.
Huh?
Early morning ones suck.
I mean, early morning ones do.
Right. Well,
but
the middle of the
in
night.
the early morning, it's not so bad.
Basically.
8 o'clock in the morning for me would be okay.
Oh, fuck. That's way easy.
But
I don't know what I would do for the hour before it, type of thing. But... Old McDowell.
McDowell needs to find different pants. Oh. He's like that Sammy Guevara. His butt cheeks like fall out of him. It's gross.
Butch?
No. McDowell.
Oh.
Sorry, buddy. Oh, no. Oh, no. Sophie says, remember when they first doing the Saudi Arabia pay-per-views during the weekday and a lot of people missed it live because of school or work? Yeah. They did them on Thursdays. Robbie says, D, you like Milk Duds? They're pretty good. Chocolate, caramel. They're like, I'm so cool, look at me. Oh, great. And Robbie's like, Dunkin' tea, yeah? What the fuck? Dude. What? What? Dunkin' tea? What are Milk Duds to you, friend? In my country. They're a caramel, piece of caramel covered in chocolate. I don't know about dunking them in tea. That's a little weird.
A Milk Dud?
Yeah.
Aren't Milk Duds blue pepper?
No, they're not.
What's
It's a piece of caramel or caramel covered in chocolate.
Oh, and they're really soft.
Not always, but yeah, they're chewy usually. The caramel's kind of chewy on them, more so than soft. Unless they're really fresh, then they can be kind of soft, but not real soft. Kind of like the square hard caramels that I usually get. It's almost like that texture of caramel covered in chocolate. So he says, I wish they put the Chamber pay-per-view on Sunday morning. Robbie says some people like to dunk their chocolate in tea.
Really?
It's not very big though. It's tiny. Like over here they're small. So why would you dunk that? And how would you do that? You have to put it on your spoon?
Wouldn't it melt?
Well, of course it would. Unless you're drinking lukewarm tea, I guess.
And
which
isn't
is a
tea made out of water?
England.
Like, I don't feel like water and chocolate would go good together.
Why? You don't like flavored water?
But like milk. Can you make
lukewarm flavor?
Can you make tea with milk?
They do it over there all the time.
I mean, make it with milk. No, there's
no. You make it with hot water. Then you steep the leaves, and then you add milk and sugar to it.
Like heavy cream?
I don't know if they do heavy cream. I mean, I guess they could do a heavy cream. They usually just do milk and sugar. I've never personally done it to my tea, but I probably don't drink the right teas to do it with. I feel like you could only do that with certain teas. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe the Earl Grey one you could. Maybe the one your grandma always drank, too.
Like
you know what I mean?
Lipton or iced tea.
Yeah, the black tea. Yeah. Those ones I could maybe see, but I mean, could you imagine trying to like that lemongrass like one that I got you to drink because it has no caffeine in it, putting milk and sugar in it? It'd just be so weird. I'd be like,
I could try it. Maybe not sugar, but milk.
Robbie's like, Milk Duds and Irish whiskey is meant to be good from a video I saw. Okay. That's Irish whiskey, not tea, you weirdo. Jesus. Sophie's like, if Logan Paul wins, that will be a joke. But will it? Sophie says, right now, both chambers, the people that don't win don't have a clear path to Mania.
It's all right.
Like, I left before y'all answered me. I
just hope that Triple H is very snooty with WrestleMania and makes the cards like 4 matches each.
Yeah.
And you have to be special to get in.
Right.
None of this give it away. Because Vince was just letting everybody in.
True. Aoife is from Ireland. And it's North Ireland that is still part of the United Kingdom, as I was informed. But Ireland is just Ireland. There's no South Ireland. Just North Ireland and Ireland. Sophie says, did you see that Grayson Waller and Rhea both drink out of a shoe?
Yeah, because of the UFC fighter that's from there.
Robbie says, but tea, abs, chocolate go well together. Okay, sir.
Well, who does? Now. Hey, Roman might show up at the chamber if the tribal chief wants to talk to him. I want to get talked to by the tribal chief.
Weirdos. It looks like tea and chocolate. Yuck. I know. Robbie's like, Belfast. What about it?
Street Profits.
So he says, but if they have 4 matches, what's the point of having Mania 2 nights then?
So they can make believe the first night has the main event?
They want to make believe the first night really means something. It really doesn't. It was like, that's what I thought. Thanks, you fake Ireland. North Ireland's fake. It looks like I put coffee in my brownie mix.
Yeah, they fought for years for their independence. So what I understood in high school, at least, is that North Ireland was a different type of Catholic than the South.
Probably.
And that's what they fought about. But I don't know enough about it. I just read it in like Rolling Stone magazine in like 94.
Mm-hmm. Robbie says, but you have drank tea and eaten chocolate, so what's the difference, Ayla?
I'm pretty sure that's where the song Zombie comes from.
Yeah. Sophie says, I like that with Triple H, you aren't guaranteed to be part of Mania.
No,
Ayla
me
says,
too.
coffee and chocolate is good. Tea and chocolate sounds like a criminal move.
Make it special. Like, you can't just throw, anybody in there like McDowell or fucking Butch. Although they'll probably put Butch in there because he'll probably be tag team champions. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming they're winning tomorrow.
Ayla says, tea is the difference. I don't drink tea while eating chocolate. I don't either. Weird. But, the only time I ever drink tea is if I go to the Chinese restaurant and sit in and I drink their tea. So either I have oolong or jasmine tea when I go there. It just depends on my mood, which one I want. But otherwise, the only other time I eat tea or drink tea is like when I'm like kind of sick, like tummy sick. I'll have peppermint tea a lot. But that's about it. I don't drink a lot of tea. Never really have. Ayla's like Protestants and Catholics, I think. That might be it. Sophie says Vince was giving everyone a spot on Mania. It didn't matter if you were in catering the whole year. Yep. It was like, I don't know. I spelled it right. You did fine. Oh, Ravi's like, but you drink horrible iced coffee. Upside down face. Ayla's like, how is it horrible? Have you tried it? Exactly. Like, you have to try iced coffee in order to say it's horrible. And I think the reason why he probably says it's horrible is because over there, they don't like ice. I have found this out. Like over in England, they're like, ice, what's ice? Ew. They're like, we like to have lukewarm water. Travis would fit in perfect over there, by the way. Everything is fucking lukewarm. Their water is lukewarm. They don't give you ice. Like, it's like a thing. In Europe and in the UK. You would fit in perfect with their lukewarm water and shit. Like, that was, somebody said that. They're like, do you guys have any, like, cold water? Like actually cold water? I was like, they're like, here's some lukewarm water for you.
Do you think it comes from, this is going to sound really bad teeth? And cold water would be sensitive on their teeth?
I don't think so.
From the old days, and then they just
kept
it. Because, I'm not saying they all have terrible teeth now, but in the old days, that's kind of what they were known for.
I mean, it could, but I don't know. Yeah. It was like, if I'm sick, I'll drink tea, right? Like, it's weird, huh? Rob is like, yes, it's rough. Sophie says, do you think they will announce the first WWE Hall of Famer for this class tomorrow night? Why would they do that? Ayla's like, I've been making homemade ginger tea. Literally just grate ginger and boil it.
I would assume that we're going to start getting some Hall of Fame people introduced.
Sophie says the only way I know that I'm sick is if I...
Dakota's knees hurt again.
Take a nap, which I usually don't do. Sophie's like, Dakota, it's faking.
If her knees really hurt again, they need to release her.
There's no way she's faking.
They don't fake in wrestling. It's always real.
Yes, there's so many different types of iced coffee, too. I don't like iced coffee. I like iced espressos. Yeah. What that means is that what you really like is, like, cold brew and stuff. It's, like, different.
Here comes the AOP. That's the rest.
Oh, yeah.
But Scarlett will be there, so we'll be okay.
Ah, yes. Sophie says, I don't drink tea or coffee at all. Hannah says, I love ice water. Lukewarm water is for the devil. Robin says, yeah, ice is okay, but why would you want an already cold drink watered down with ice and have less drink because the cup is filled with ice? Oh, that makes sense. Laughing. It's like, how is it cold without ice?
So, I agree and disagree at the same time. So, like, if I'm sitting in the lobby and I can get refills, ice is obviously the way to go. But if I'm not going to do that, I would rather just fill the cup up without ice.
Right.
Because...
You're talking about soda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because it's already mixed, and sometimes it can already be watered down because of the mix.
Right. Pizza Hut had the best Coke in town, and then obviously McDonald's.
Who has the best Coke in town?
It was Pizza Hut.
Oh.
It wasn't even close. Theirs was so good that I would literally drive to Pizza Hut to get Coke.
That's funny. I don't remember them being Coke products. I thought they were always Pepsi. How strange. I miss places having Pepsi products. Everybody's Coke now. It's sad. Arby's used to always be Pepsi. That's why I liked going to Arby's all the time. Then they sold out and went to Coke.
Which is weird because that company literally bought fast food restaurants so they could put Pepsi in it. The one that owns KFC.
Oh, yeah, I know it. I don't.
Rip or get.
It's a weird name. It's like so awkward. It's like food.
Grub. Yeah.
I mean, literally, that's like the name. You're just like, food. What? No, it's the name of their company. Is it?
But yeah, they. I'm pretty sure Pepsi owns that company, and then they bought the food companies to go into it, and that's how it all happened. Because nobody could get Pepsi because it was a Coke dominated everything.
Yeah, but nobody has Pepsi.
Taco Bell should.
I don't think they have Pepsi anymore because
they
have Mountain Dew. I don't think they do Pepsi products.
Isn't Mountain Dew Pepsi?
I don't think so. Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mountain Dew is Pepsi.
I didn't think it was under Pepsi.
But I could be way off on that one. Because I used to think Dr. Pepper was Coke.
Dr. Pepper's its own thing.
And it is.
Yeah. Dr. Pepper is its own thing.
And it could be sub-owned by Coke, but with free agency to do.
Right.
But, I don't know. Because I know Coke products always had Pepsi in them. Or not Pepsi, sorry. Dr. Pepper in them.
Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Pepper's always been associated with Coke.
Mm-hmm. And that's why you would ask. And then
I mean, that's the only good thing, I guess, Arby's to get Dr. Pepper. So if I do really want like a soda, I just...
Right. You should get CM Punk's tattoo, the Pepsi on your arm.
Why would I do that?
It's cool.
I don't want anything to have that. Sorry. No thanks.
So some dude went up to Rhea Ripley and got her autograph. I don't know if you guys seen this. So he's like, "Hey, I'm homeboy and I want your autograph." So she signed his body right here.
Okay.
And so he literally just left there and went to a tattoo shop and had somebody tattoo over it.
Mm-hmm.
And so now he's got her signature tattooed.
It's kind of odd.
I'd probably do it if it was somebody like that.
I don't think I'd want to think like that kind of a person, a fictitious pretend person signature on you.
My skin was trapped in between that.
Ouch. Yeah, Chris. The only one I probably do it with is my
How
mom's
would I not
stuff.
know?
I don't know, but now it
Stinks like
hurts.
a motherfucker.
That's why you didn't know at first. Now you do.
Yeah, because there's air or blood going back in.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, I'm surviving.
My skin just falls off. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, would I get a Hulk Hogan tattoo if he signed it? Maybe.
It'd be kind of odd.
But it would be weird if he
yeah.
signed it Terry Bollea.
Oh, right. He'd have to sign it Hulk Hogan. Ayla's like, how is it cold without ice? Chris says, hey, Travis, do you want to ask you about the carnivore diet? I'm going to start it here pretty soon. Nothing but red meats and eggs and water.
Nothing better than that. Let me know how much weight you lose in the first month. Because it's supposed to be, like, ridiculous. Like, 19 pounds.
What's his name? Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan does it.
Joe Rogan does it. But
Here
he
and
doesn't do it for very long.
Like a month. So
you can't do it for very long, by the way.
Go check out Jordan Peterson. He's the guy that goes on Joe Rogan's podcast. He does it. He lives by it. And he's religious with it. That's all he does his whole life. And he's
Doesn't he, like, go on and off it, though? He eats it that way the whole time?
He will not eat anything else.
Hmm.
He hasn't had a vegetable in 7 years or something. His immune system was so fucked up that he would have died. And he started this, and everything. He's not allergic to anything.
Huh.
In the test, nothing.
That's funny. Robbie says it comes out the machine cold. Not always, Robbie. Not cold enough sometimes. Sophie says Triple H loves Dakota because she was one of his NXT girls. Chris says Kai need hurt again from being under H's table. Probably how Shotzi got hurt. Just kidding. She got hurt in a match. Nikita Lyons also knee injury. These women, man, on their knees all the time.
Did she really get another knee injury? Is it a huge one? Like another year?
Yeah. Did she come back and get a knee injury?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. Mm-hmm. That's fucking hilarious.
I've seen it.
Sophie says, did you see that the Good Brothers got demoted to NXT, so AJ Styles' storyline means nothing at all now? He wasn't going with them anyways, and I'm happy about that because now we won't see me Chun that much anymore. It's fabulous. It looks like mocha and lattes. Ravi thinks we just drip brew coffee and throw in some ice. I know, right? It's weird. It looks like I eat the ice, though. I need it. Sophie says, usually we would already have like 2 or 3 Hall of Famers being named before the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view happens.
Every Monday or so.
Ravi says Americans are strangely obsessed with ice. You know, it's funny, Ravi, because I've seen quite a few of the British people that come over to America, and they eat the food and they like drink the drinks and stuff like that. And then they absolutely go apeshit bonkers and realize why we like ice. Like, it doesn't get fucking hot enough in goddamn Britain for you to know what it's like.
Do we like it because we can eat it afterwards?
To live in a climate that could possibly be 90 degrees to 120 degrees every fucking day for 4 months. You tend to like ice. It looks like British people are obsessed with ignorance. Y'all stole tea. Not even an English thing. No, it's not. It's from China. Losers. Sophie's like, with The Rock on the board, we might not get any budget cuts this year. Ray's like, that's America who don't get other cultures.
The Rock's probably costing them a shit ton
Probably
of money.
Don't be dumb.
To wrestle. I would assume he's getting $20-30 million to wrestle.
Chris says, Dr. Pepper is so awesome. It's our drink here in Texas. We have a drink here, but it's called, well, it's mostly Utah, but it's called, what is that called? They used to have it at the one little place.
No, I have no idea.
No. It's like called Iron something. What the hell was that?
I don't know what you're even talking about.
Halo might know. I'm pretty sure they have it at the Ross Park Drive-In. Iron. A lot of people really like it.
Iron Cross.
No. Robbie's like, cherry Dr. Pepper is nasty. I don't know if I've ever had, well, maybe I've had cherry Dr. Pepper. Vanilla Dr. Pepper is pretty good. Strawberry vanilla Dr. Pepper is pretty awesome. I like that one. It was like, how, Robbie, we are literally made of several different cultures. Oh my God, not even exaggerating. I know, right? So it was like my sister and her fiance don't watch WWE at all or don't have time to watch it. I said, wait till WWE stuff goes to Netflix because it could get easier to catch up on what is going on.
Yeah.
It says, we are the most diverse country, are we not? Robbie's like, Ayla, really, did you? Sophie's like, I'm not a big Dr. Pepper fan. I like both Pepsi Cola and soda. And it was like, poor Robbie. So it was like, they are making a Pepsi Cola movie. Robbie says, Ayla, that's why your states are named after British places. Not my state, bitch. Not my state. My state is, we're named after nothing.
You sure?
So fuck off, man.
I guess it could be Indian, because a lot of them are Indian in the United States.
True. But we're not fucking British. That's for sure.
Like Illinois is one.
You barking up the wrong tree, boy. Wrong tree. It was like in my town alone, we have people from everywhere. I just had a full conversation with a couple from India trying to get them some authentic ingredients shipped to our stores so they could buy them. Sophie says diets are hard to keep and people do give up on them after a while.
Yeah, that's why you don't ever diet.
That's right. You make it
change your life.
Life change instead. Different thing.
That's why it's got to be something you can do. Yeah. If it's hard, then start slower.
Ayla says, and Ravi, that's a weak argument. Ravi's like, but it's true, Ayla. It was like might be in somewhere a lot of our towns and starts are named after Native Americans. Tell me, Ravi, where is Blackfoot in England? You got a Boise? Chris says the Good Brothers in NXT because there are vignettes of Toma Tonga coming to NXT. So basically we have OG Bullet Club in WWE, AJ Styles, Balor, Good Brother, Toma Tonga, and Cody.
And Cody.
It was like Denver, Colorado. Sophie says, I think they haven't named any Hall of Famers yet because Triple H can't make any final decisions. Chris says, we just need bad luck, Faye, but Young Bucks will never come to WWE to have entire OG Bullet Club. Robbie's like, nah, fam, I don't want a watered down drink. Just keep it cold in the fridge or freezer.
Bobby Lashley's out there now, whooping some ass.
Robbie, I don't know how long it takes you to drink a drink, but it must be hours. Because most of the time, your ice doesn't have the chance to melt while you're drinking your drink. Sophie says, Randy Orton did say he wants to face Cena one more time at a Mania. And Chris likes Strawberry Dr. Pepper is great. It is pretty good. It was like it's lack of brain cells. They're more
Oh, God, he's going to break Bobby's arm. Bobby has a match tomorrow.
Oh, no. His arm is broken forever. Robbie's like, Iron Brew is good and don't diss it, man. It's a goat drink.
Iron Brew?
That's not what it is. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. He's talking about some weird shit. I'm talking about a soda.
AOP wins.
Chris says, or maybe he's saying it's a really good drink. Maybe he means it's GOAT.
The goat.
The goat of drinks.
Greatest of all time.
I figured Ayla would know what I was talking about. They have it at that place. They used to have it at the other place that decided to throw away their livelihood and change a town because of their assholiness. Yeah, those bastards. I'll never forgive that man. I hope he dies. I hope he has a heart attack while he's trying to I'm going to do something else in food industry.
So Bobby will lose tomorrow. Now we know because he has one arm. He might not even be in the match. They might replace him.
Oh, no. Chris says the WWE crowd is showing their fireflies at the crowd. Robbie's like, hello, where is this convo going? I don't know. So if it's like, it seems like the WWE Hall of Fame have a lot of rules that Triple H tries to keep. It was like, it's just going. I was like, D and changing your lifestyle work for you. Yeah. And Ayla says there's a trailer pairing. There's a trailer parring my town with all the streets named after towns in Arizona.
Trailer park in your town.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's it. So he says, do you think if the WWE didn't fumble Bray Wyatt that he could be like an 8-time WWE champion?
Yeah, well, anybody can be a 30-time world champion if they decide to do it. The thing is I don't think he needed it as Bray Wyatt. Just like The Undertaker didn't need to be world champion to be a main eventer.
True.
Bray didn't need to be a world champion to be a main eventer. He was a star without that. Like with a credit card or?
I think with cash.
WhatsApp, maybe?
We're going to make them pay with cash.
Like on Venmo?
Either that or a credit card, and then they're going to take their credit card and slide it through their butt cheeks. Chris says, hello, Kai selling knee injury. Yeah. Ayla's like, Robbie likes his goats. Well, he does talk about eating them a lot, so,
Dakota's going to turn on Bailey. Bailey's going to be all by herself. That's what this is all about. Hey, look, Ghostbusters 2. Look, they're making a part 2. I haven't seen part 1 yet. I'm sure it's good. I haven't watched it yet. Look, they brought them all back. Oh, but Eugene. Or Egon, sorry. Because he's dead. Can't they do some sort of AI, CGI to add him in the movie?
Why would they do that? That's weird, sweetie. Have him as a ghost?
Yeah. That helps him?
I don't know. It's just weird. Robbie's like, Iron Brew is a soda. Maybe it is Iron Brew. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. Sophie says, my fave type of junk food is potato chips and all types of potato chips. Chris says, Kai is lying. She is so great at betrayals. I was like, Ayla, you do know what GOAT stands for. It was like, I know scotch and soda. I always get the cherry Coke at Ross. It was like, I do, but you're a weirdo. That's not it.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's like dark. South Africa's favorite drink, huh? I don't know if it's called that. It's called something, but it might not be called that.
Ew.
You okay, buddy? Just falling asleep all weird?
Impossible Burger. Grown in a lab so you can enjoy it. You have this Monday off?
Why would I have this Monday off?
I don't know.
No. Normal hours. Normal stuff until Memorial Day. That's the only next actual one.
Bank holiday?
Yeah. I don't know what you're saying about that federal holiday that you get off.
Bank holiday?
Yeah. A federal holiday that you get off.
Right.
Yeah, which would be in
Aren't
the
they called-
UK they call it a bank holiday. Yeah. But we don't call it that here. I don't remember what that was called. that Marilyn Manson?
Yeah. Sounds like it. Oh! Rhea just disrespected her right there on stage. What a disgusting act.
Right?
That was terrible. She like shot soda in her face. See it?
She must have forgot to put extra stuff in her cup. Because it looked like she had to work too hard.
Well, it was a soda, so I had a little hole. Get it out. So the plan is going to be set here. Get out. He leans forward. Do you want Solo and Jimmy to leave, or is he just telling him not to tell anybody?
Or was it that he didn't want the cameras there?
Well, we know that.
Ayla says, I do, but you're a weirdo. Trailer park. Sophie's like, I'm not buying Dakota Kai's injury. I was like, Ayla, what a weirdo drinking cherry Coke. It was like, it's made with real cherry syrup, though. It's not what you think. Sophie's like, poor Bray Wyatt. It seemed like they had ideas for him, and then they dropped it the next week. I was like, I will pass. Ayla's like, Ross is a seasonal shop. It's wonderful. I didn't invite you, so. Sophie's like, remember when they were hinting at a Bray, Bobby, Lashley feud that went nowhere? I was like, did you not invite me? I'm going to cry. And Ayla's like, they put seasoning in their food. You wouldn't get it. Ayla's like, I'll invite Vin, Fat Lisa, and Chris. I'll appreciate it. And Aoife, of course. I was like, hello, from someone grown up with seasonings and food, sure I wouldn't get, buddy, sure. Ayla's like laughing, Kay, I totally believe you. So he says, I feel like that this thing with Grayson and Roman will set up a Rock Roman versus Cody and Seth for Mania. Sophie says 9 years ago today was a moment that changed for all the female wrestlers. Was it because What's-Her-Face showed up and ruined their lives?
They just said that the women will, whoever wins, Rhea or Nia, will keep a close eye on the chamber match to see who they wrestle it. How does that make a sense if they're the main event?
Yeah, that's weird. That's funny.
This is your main event. L.A. Knight.
What?
Oh, I was just thinking of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. When they say night.
Oh.
It's hilarious.
Oh, that came back.
Must be close to you.
Yes, it keeps coming back 500 times.
Like you.
Nope.
Is your stern with it?
So he's like, give divas a chance happened 9 years ago. That is a weird wording.
Is that the one with Natalia decided to expand their matches longer? How's that work out for them? I'm pretty sure they still have matches under 5 minutes.
So it says, D, whoever wins the women's title, will they make themselves and the title relevant? I don't know. So it says, Drew and LA Knight were in a tag team in Impact Wrestling.
No, I don't know if Bayley can help the title, but anybody's better than who it's on right now. On that side. And Rhea is doing a fine job, so.
I says giving divas a chance. What did that do? So it was like, yeah, Paige was part of it.
Yeah, 'cause she was a diva. She's
So-
still a diva.
So much a diva. I have Janice, I'll take 5.
Is my voice on TV right now?
It's on TV right now.
I've never actually got on TV when I order from there.
Never?
No.
Why not?
I usually order after it's on. And go on and look it up and then order it online. But sometimes I used to call, like when I bought your watch from there. I did that over the phone.
QVC stuff?
Mm-hmm. Watch, it's never been worn.
It hasn't. Sorry.
I wouldn't wear a watch either. You could buy me $100,000 Rolex and it would go in a drawer. There's no way I would wear it unless it keeps track of my steps and all my stuff.
Right.
Because I don't use a watch to tell time. I have a phone for that. Or I can just ask the machine on the wall. The G League is legends in the making. Has anybody came from the G League and been successful? Like Ben Wallace, maybe? Murder Dungeon.
Murder Dungeon.
Did you see they remade the house for Beetlejuice? On the same hill where it was?
I think you showed me something about that when they were doing the movie.
Yeah, they remade the house. They're
Yeah.
done with it now, like it's built.
Huh.
Because I guess it wasn't there anymore.
That makes
So
sense.
they rebuilt it in the same spot.
Weird. Robbie says Travis, but they are meant to carry the company. Who wins the title?
Well, Bailey wins. And I don't know who they're going to have from the women's side. Like I said, they could do Becky again. There's nothing wrong with Becky, and she can definitely carry it. Bianca can definitely carry it. The problem with Bianca winning it is that it would be on Raw, and then they would have to move Ford and Dawkins and Bobby Lashley and B-Fab all over for her, and I don't see them doing that. So unless they're planning a draft and then they move the titles, so Bailey goes to Raw and she stays. That's the only way I see that, and I think they would want to do that as the secondary main event with Esther and Rhea if they ever do that match. It'll be like a Saturday night secondary main event type thing. Look at Bailey's shirt. Look at their sex selling.
Huh.
She don't wear like anything like that.
That's funny.
Next Friday, Carlito versus Santos Escobar. Hopefully that'll end that feud. It won't though, because I'm sure they'll do that at Mania. Not those two, but maybe Rey will be back by then. Get away from me. And ice isn't the way to go anymore. Do you know that rice theory is not real?
Oh,
Rest and then ice.
Oh yeah, for all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah.
You
I was
want
watching a guy
movement.
saying you want to do movement. He was a what do you call those guys?
Physical therapy.
Physical therapist, yeah. He's a physical therapist guy, and he's saying, yeah, the first thing we want you to do is move it. Depending on the injury, but most injuries,
Well,
you
yeah.
want to move it.
You don't move broken bones.
Well, I don't know. I feel like you should.
You
like
don't
that
move,
one guy that broke his leg that we saw that one time. He should probably just moved around. He probably would have been fine.
Right. And you don't move torn off ligaments. Like, because they don't move.
Yeah.
Like, if you snap your Achilles off the bone,
Yeah.
you're not moving.
Yeah.
But after it's surgically repaired, you start moving.
Sophie says, but thanks to give Divas a chance, we wouldn't have women Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, Elimination Chamber, War Game matches. It looks like I got yelled at today at work. A girl walked in and said she was there to pay her catering bill and needed to pick up trays. I'm like, are you sure you're in the right place? And Sophie's like, it would be interesting to see what would have happened if Sasha and Naomi didn't walk out. Like, how would that have changed things? Robbie's like, Ayla, how do you handle rude customers? And Sophie says, Rey should be coming back soon. And Ayla's like, instantly she yelled and said, of course I am. This is Del Monte. I just pointed to the giant sign on the window saying our name, and she stomped out. People are weird. Sophie says, after
She was
Mania,
embarrassed.
we might be having full-time champions on SmackDown. Ayla says, sometimes I match energy, Robbie. Sometimes I just look at them in silence until I think things through. I was like, Travis, did you think they missed a trick not making the WWE Women's Tag Titles more worthy?
Yeah, I mean, they should have done a lot more with that. But they obviously don't care about the women as much. And to be honest, I don't know if, like Sophie's been talking, and I don't want to be the guy that brings it up, but do the women help sell the company? It seems to in NXT.
The wrestling?
Yeah, just I mean, obviously the sexy ones do. I'm talking about just the women's wrestlers that we see. Are you excited to see them, like the women's match earlier, as you are excited to see this match right now? Because this is a mid-card match. It's main eventing tonight, but it's a mid-card match. Hey, it's Logan.
Mr. Logan. Sophie says if Cody beats Roman, he goes to SmackDown, so someone has to go to Raw to make up for the star power. Ayla's like, usually I don't get mean customers. It's more rare. I'm pretty nice. Robbie's like, Ayla, the look, yeah, and that works, yeah. And Sophie says, Drew still haven't re-signed with the WWE, so that could change their plans for him. It was like, yeah, the blank stare usually gets them to chill. It was like, I know, she was embarrassed. That's why I just stayed calm. I was nice to her. I don't have a monotone voice with customers. I'm pretty fake. So it's like, get rid of the women's tag team championship and create a mid-card championship for the women.
Well, you could do both. And what's the mid-card championship? Because you already have 2 championships. So would you make 2 mid-card championships? That's 4 champions. That's a lot. There's the women just... Who would you have as a mid-card champion? You're just going to get... like Me Chim or something who shouldn't be a champion is going to get a championship because there's a belt.
Right.
And everybody's got to get a chance.
True that.
You're going to get Tegan Nox. Shayna Baszler. What's the one that's with her? Zoe Stark.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't mind if Zoe or Shayna was a mid-card title holder, though. That wouldn't be the worst thing that ever happened. Because they're mean and violent. But anyways, I just don't know. I don't know if wrestling would be any different if they wouldn't have done the Me Too stuff in wrestling. Or the Divas Need a Chance to, or whatever the hell Sophie called them. I just don't think it would have changed anything. The only thing that really changed the division was the UFC fighter, Ronda Rousey. She made it popular. Literally, women main evented WrestleMania. If you think about how crazy that is, in the whole history of the sport, never happened at WrestleMania. Ever. Never happened since. Probably will never happen again. That is nuts to think about. And that's because of Ronda Rousey. That was her star power at the time. Now, granted, it cost the soul of the women's division. You lost, like, the Ruby Sohos of the world and others that would have become champion at some point.
Right.
But you did catch fire. They had their own women's pay-per-view where she main evented that.
Sophie says, LA Knight versus Logan Paul. It says, did you see the latest painting, D? I sent it to you. Yeah, you sent it to me before you showed me your mom's weird conversation with Sam. It's all wintry. It's cool. Chris says, they setting up LA versus Logan Paul. I don't know. KO's out there, so who knows? Sophie says they could do a female version of the United States Championship or the Intercontinental Championship and make that championship float between shows.
They could, but I doubt they would.
Yeah.
That's the only problem.
Oh, man. Poor
But yes,
LA.
that would be the way to go. But they don't do things like that. They don't do things right. They do things weird.
Stop. Sophie says Sylvester Stallone is rumored to be part of Mania 40.
Oh, yeah.
Ravi says the U.S. and intercontinental titles don't seem that viable anymore. It just seems thrown away with who it has it.
Do you remember how important those titles were in the 90s? Like, think about that. They were like a secondary heavyweight championship in the day. And now, like, I mean, you had the Ultimate Warrior. You had the Honky Tonk Man. You had Randy Savage having those titles. They were a big deal. And now it's like Logan Paul, which is fine. I mean, if Logan was just a wrestler, he'd be a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, he's a superstar outside of wrestling. I'm just saying if he was just a full-time wrestler and he'd never been on YouTube in his life, he'd be a star. He's, 6'2", whatever, moves like crazy. And he could be a wrestler without already having a history in another sport.
Right.
Collegiate wrestler.
Yeah. Ayla's like, snow is hard. It's got a lot of blue, and that messed with my brain. Oh, I just sent it again. Sorry. It's fine. You can send it again. Send it again. Let's see what it looks like in this message.
You know the other thing that's really crazy to think about is that if you ask anybody in the world, what color is a tree?
Green.
It's a leaf. What color is a tree?
Brown.
Exactly. Everybody's going to say brown, right? Go to a paint store and grab the little things that tell you what color it is and go up to any tree and find me a brown tree. You won't. They're all gray. Trees are gray, but we never paint them that color. There's a gray one there. It's funny now that I'm bringing that up. But most people paint trees brown.
Okay.
And we all paint the sun yellow. When was the last time you've seen a yellow sun? The sun's always white. If you look at the sun, it's white. That's creepy shit.
At the sun.
Well, you can pretty much look at it. It's white.
It's fine.
No, I'm not saying it's not fine. I'm just saying that trees aren't brown. Like Ayla said, snow is blue. Has a lot of blue in it. It's not blue, but...
Yeah, that snow's blue.
Nope.
Ouch.
But yeah, I was thinking about that. I was watching somebody say it earlier today, and I was like, when they asked what color a tree is, I was like, well, mine are gray. Because I outside with them all the time. But I was like, but I think they're brown. Like, and they're like, yeah, they're brown. But they're not. They're like, this guy goes around and tries to find brown trees, and they don't exist.
So he says the 24/7 championship was kind of the women's mid-card championship for a while.
Yeah.
Chris says maybe a women's TV title for women like Tiffany Stratton and Liv Morgan, because they're the sex appeal of TV.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he says Netflix has been promoting a live tennis match, so there's a chance all the major sports will go to Netflix at some point. Good luck.
It would be so wonderful if they did. Like, if they can do it, if they can pull big sports. But it doesn't matter if you get tennis or golf or wrestling. It only matters if you get an NFL game. If you don't get the NFL, you could have all the other sports, and it still won't feel like a sports network. But, I mean, come on, Netflix, get it done. Like, make a news channel that's sports, like ESPN.
Right.
And if you can, buy ESPN because they want to get rid of it anyway. So buy ESPN, put it on Netflix.
Right. Ravi says sometimes the grass ain't greener on the other side. Sophie says the Game of Thrones creator said that the final 3 seasons were supposed to be movies. Cool. Ayla says real quick, I want to rewind for a second. 650 of our cities are English names. According to Google, there are 19,495 incorporated cities, towns, and villages. In the United States, or do you mean in Idaho?
Right. That seems like a low number.
That seems like not enough towns, villages, and cities in the United States. 19,000. That's not enough. I
But I
feel
guess
like
it could
just
be,
one
but-
state could have that many or more. Depending on the state.
I don't know. How many? You got 50, so divide 19,000 by 50. That could be.
It looks like 35,650. What's 35,650? 35,650 in the whole United States?
Bottles of beer on the wall.
So he says that's how you could get people into sports again, by putting it live on Netflix, since a lot of people still have Netflix.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
the people that watch sports.
And like I said, have ESPN go to there, and then you can bring in their football contract. You can bring in their employees. You can clean house and get rid of all their bias, everything that they have over there. Just clean it up and make it popular again. ESPN was huge. Like, it was the shit. It always made me wonder why Fox started a sports company, and now it's like, I'm glad they did, because there's like an alternative to the shit that became ESPN.
It was like, okay, we can go back to regular stuff. But you didn't answer my inquiry. Is 35,650 all the cities in the United States? Still feel like that's not enough cities.
Right? That sounds weird, like number, but that doesn't mean anything.
Regular Benjamin Button over here. Old Drew in LA having a fight tonight. Good thing this is the last match of the night, because I'm done with this. It looks possessed a little.
Yeah, there's 19,495.
In the whole United States?
So if you add DC, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands, then there's 109,000. Updated in January 30th, 2024. So just over 100,000.
So we only have 20,000 cities in the United States?
That's what it said here. In 2018, but in 2024, it's 109,000. So over 108,000.
I feel like you guys are getting the wrong information. I feel like you're getting AI information.
That's the internet.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's not right. It feels like that's a low number. Oh, McIntyre has a look in his face. Chris says, Travis, have you heard of all this BS about the MLB jerseys? They say look fake. I bought an Astros jersey. The material does feel comfortable, but the MLB logo on the back is lowered like the player's name.
Yeah. I wonder why. Are they going to put advertisements on them? Like Grease Monkey or something going to be on their uniform? I know basketball was going to do that. I don't know if they ever did, but they were going to put advertisements on their jerseys to get their revenue up.
It's funny because I saw, and I shared it with you.
That's just normal. Just old fashioned. What about the pants? That's fine.
It turns out that answer is yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, they did. They made see-through pants.
Quite literally seen. And that led to... There's this photo of Casey Schmidt.
Oh, God. You can see his balls.
And then the worst of them all, there's this photo. Look,
This is a squirrel. That's funny. See, this is what I thought they were going to do with the women, but they did that on Monday, so they're doing it with the men tonight.
Oh.
Oh, he kicked him in the elbow.
Oh, no. Not the elbow.
Why would you kick somebody in the elbow?
I don't know. Because you don't like them. And their elbow
Spear
has
with that
stuff
broken
on
arm. And got up with it. Must not be too bad. And he clapped his chest with
it.
it.
He's like, I am.
He's like, he forgot he was injured for a second. See,
Rob
you couldn't do this if you were injured.
was like, does Netflix show new films earlier? Do you have to wait a while? Wait a while. Chris says, which makes it look fake. The player name. Sophie says, we still don't know when Raw goes to Netflix. I could watch it the next day. And Chris says the replicas don't have ads on them, but in-game, yes. Robbie says, in UK on football shirts, they stopped advertising drink companies on the shirt. I don't think they should have advertising on any of their jerseys.
Uh-oh. RKO.
There he is. The RKO out of nowhere. Sophie says, Chris Rock did a live Netflix special like a couple of years ago.
Chris Rock's hilarious. I didn't bring my phone in here.
What do you need it for?
It tells me how long things are away.
Oh.
But I think it's 8 hours away from right now. So 9, 10, 11, 12,
3 o'clock?
3. 7 hours.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching SmackDown with us. Maybe, hopefully, you guys will come in and somebody might join us for Elimination Chamber. You guys have a good rest of your night. Enjoy Elimination Chamber whenever you do watch it. If we won't see you this time around, we'll see you on Monday for Raw.
Thanks for watching Wrestling Gap. Bye-bye.
Bye.